Hello everyone, welcome to Stadia Digital Podcast, the podcast that's all about Stadia. This is episode 5 and a little update just on something minor but big for me and for this podcast. I managed to upgrade my microphone to an Elgato Wave 1, which has been fantastic. Plug in, play, use, and it's just been really amazing. So hopefully you're going to hear a nice bump in quality of the audio levels and none of the stupid static that I discovered in my old microphone. If you had seen what I was using, you would be disgusted, but I've got something that's decent, that's good, that's upgraded, new, and literally just released. So a really, really good quality microphone. And let's jump right in as well now with Let's Play. So this week, naturally, I've played a lot of ESO, that's Elder Scrolls Online. It's just been really, really fantastic to play still. I don't think I'm ever going to get to a point where I won't enjoy playing it, and I'm probably going to keep mentioning it on the podcast because it is just so good of a game to play. You know, you're never going to be nothing to play on Stadia as well, but ESO alone is just going to give you hundreds of hours of content to play through. So if you haven't claimed it already yet, you've got until the 16th of July, so definitely make sure you claim it, because once it's gone, you'll then only be able to buy it, which, why would you buy something that you can now get for free, especially if you're a pro subscriber? Obviously, if you're a base player, you have to buy it anyway, but if you're continuing your subscription with Stadia Pro, then you may as well claim it. Definitely give it a go, it's a really fun game to play. I've also played a little bit of Super Hot just to kind of get it ticked off my completion list for Stadia. I don't have many games completed on Stadia yet, but Super Hot I believe I'm coming to the end of, so it's something that I'm really enjoying, something that I'm playing through. And yeah, just really, really fun game to play. You can just pick up, do a little bit of, it can be frustrating at times, but mostly fun. So check out Super Hot as well, because that's really, really a good game. Obviously we had the 1st of July Pro games come out, and we had 4 games this month. One of those was Crayta, and naturally it's a game that I've been really, really waiting for. It's a game that I've just kind of seen what you can do in it and how it works, and it just really fascinated me just from the get-go. So I've been playing Crayta since the 1st of July when it came out. I think it was at like 8 a.m. BST, which is a British summertime for us, and it's just been really, really amazing. I've been really enjoying the game. Loads of games to play in it, and the main one that I would say I've been going back to continuously is Prop Hunter. Now, as the game suggests, it's a kind of cat and mouse style of game. You have a group of props, which is the ones that have to hide. You have one hunter, which would hunt the props down. A very, very simplistic game, very simple to play, but so much fun and so addictive. So definitely check Prop Hunter out if you haven't already played it yet. But Prop Hunter, yeah, amazing game. Definitely my favourite out of the whole lot of games on Crayta. So I think you get about 12 in total to start with, 3 games to play within Crayta, and while the other games are really nice and I enjoy them, they're really fun as well, I just keep coming back to Prop Hunter continuously, and I think it's just because it's so simple, but it's really fun, especially when you play with people, friends or family, etc. It's really, really funny because you can speak to them and just laugh it through, you know, seeing other people hiding and the hunter looking around. Definitely a really good game to play, and I'm hoping, I would love to see Prop Hunter kind of get some expanded levels so that you're not just playing in the same place. Although it's fun, there's like different rooms and stuff you can play in. It would be nice if they did like different sets, different themes where you could hide, and I'm pretty sure that they're probably going to do that, and it maybe is in the making as we speak. But yeah, definitely check out Prop Hunter. I think I've probably said it enough, Prop Hunter. So other than playing the games that Crayta give you to play, you can actually create a game yourself in Crayta using the Unreal Engine 4 that obviously is what's used to create the games. So I've created my own little creation and I've called it The Unknown. Now the Unknown, I've called it that specifically because I wasn't sure what direction to go, what theme I was going to go with, how I was going to make the game. I've never created a game before, so I wasn't really sure, so The Unknown kind of made sense to me. But at the moment, I'm not going to say too much about what it's about, or in fact, I'm not going to give it any information just yet. It's going to remain anonymous because it is my first time creating a game. I'm just trying to get all the intricate details right. I've got a theme in mind. I've built a set of sorts. I've got little bits done. I've got like an exterior wall. I've got things laid out. The next stage that I've got to do is just kind of put everything together and get it all kind of, I guess, design this set, get it all dressed up, ready to reveal. So once I get closer to the reveal, hopefully within the next few days, maybe in the next week, but hopefully by the next podcast, which is in a week's time, I will try and get something out there so you can kind of see what I've done and what I've created. But obviously the tools that they give you, there's such an easy way to do. It's very simple to create. It couldn't be any simpler. I've been using the advanced tab just to kind of get a little bit more detail on what I'm doing. And I'm using keyboard and mouse. I found that the easier way to do it for me, just because I enjoy using the keyboard and mouse to type things out and search and things like that. So it makes it easier for that feature alone. Like if you're looking for something specific, you need a keyboard and mouse. But yeah, in terms of the tools themselves, what they give you, the props, the voxels, the meshes, the templates, etc. Very, very awesome. I'm really impressed with everything so far. My experience with it has just been fantastic. So I'm really looking forward to showing you what I've created, hopefully in the next few days. So keep a lookout for that on the Crayta store. It'll be called The Unknown. And next up, of course, is the news. And obviously July 1st came, we had the new pro games. Crayta, I've just mentioned, was one of them. And the other three games were Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. We also had Steamworld Dig and West of Loathing. Now, I haven't actually managed to play any of those yet, just because ESO has taken up a lot of my time, and Crayta came out, and that's been now taking up my time. I'm trying to balance play time between the two, but it's becoming a little bit of a job to do that because Crayta is just so awesome. And I'm trying to play through those, but I think I'm going to have to try and give myself like a weekend off from Crayta and other games just so I can play some of the other pro games that I've got access to. I've still got the games from my first month of pro, and I haven't played through some of the games that I've had for a while, so I definitely do need to kind of set myself days where I need to play specific things, but I will get around to them. I'll never get to a point where I can say I don't have nothing to play, because that would be a lie. I have tons to play. I'm really looking forward to playing Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom. There's just something about that particular game that kind of appeals to me, but we'll see how I feel when I actually play the game eventually. But Crayta first. I've got things to do in Crayta, so keep a lookout for that. I'll try and post on social media as well if I do post when it's available to view, or when it's available in general published to the store. So some of the other news that we had was that Stadia is now even better on your phone. You can now obviously start playing wirelessly using the Stadia controller on your Android mobile device. That's obviously compatible devices, or through the experimental tab feature on Android as well. So the update was ready a few days ago on the 30th of June. That's now live. All you need to do is just make sure you have the latest version of the Stadia app to get going. To play games with your Stadia controller wirelessly, you just have to set it up through your phone and be on the same Wi-Fi network. It's actually really easy to do. I did test it out on my Android phone that I use as my secondary phone, and it was very, very simple. So initially you just have to connect with Bluetooth turned on, and then after that it's very simple to do. You just connect it in the same way that you would the Chromecast Ultra or a Chrome browser. So you just do the button combination and it will connect that way. So as I say, once you've done it once with Bluetooth turned on, you then don't need Bluetooth on after that point. You can just connect it as normal. And it works really, really, really well actually. I had no issues. I played maybe 20 minutes worth of games through the controller. Obviously, it's all about being a bigger screen. It's the most comfortable on a small screen like what I have on my phone. It's not that comfortable to do like MMOs and things like that. You couldn't play ESO on a screen that small. But I do have an Android tablet which I'm going to test it out on, and I'm sure I'll have a lot better time playing it on that. So as soon as iOS support comes, it's going to be just fantastic, because I've always got my iPhone with me. I've got an iPad which I'll use. But one of the benefits with my tablet that I've got, my Android tablet, is the Lenovo Yoga tab. So it's actually got a little stand that pops out at the back, and it just makes it easier to play a game with a controller without any wires and things like that. So that's going to be actually really, really awesome to play on. I don't have a kind of case that will allow it to stand up on my iPad, so that one's kind of a different story. But yeah, that's available now anyway. You can download that. Just make sure you've got the latest Android app, you've got the experimental tab on if you're not in a compatible phone. And yeah, just connect it wirelessly. Obviously, with DualShock 4 and Xbox controller, you still need to have a cable, or you can connect it to your Android device, as long as it's Android 10 or above. Other news was that Doom Eternal Update 2 has now arrived, so that's available now, I believe. The new Battle Mode Arena, new event cosmetics, and Master Collections is available. If you already have Doom Eternal on Stadia, then obviously you won't have to wait for downloads or install. That should be available straight away with just a click of a play button. And unfortunately, the next bit of news was that you could save on the Stadia controller for a limited time. Now, this ended yesterday on July the 2nd. You could have saved 10% off of your new Stadia controller. But unfortunately, because I do the podcast on a Friday, I obviously missed the news that happened. Well, I didn't miss the news, but I didn't report it until today. So I think in future, what I'm going to look to do is just try and get a podcast out midweek, just to kind of keep up on all the news, that especially for time limited stuff as well, like what it was yesterday. So yeah, that's pretty much the whole news for this week. We've got Ubisoft Forward event on July the 12th, and then we've got a Stadia Connect on July the 14th. So lots of news I'm expecting to trickle in, and we had a little sneak peek from Ubisoft earlier today, and I think I saw Legion, Watch Dogs Legion and Valhalla in the little teaser video that they posted. So hopefully we'll get some release dates for that, maybe a little bit more news on UPay Plus, and yeah, I think that's going to do it for this episode. I'm going to wrap it up now. If you are enjoying, as I say every week, check out stadiadigital.co.uk, whatever form you're listening to the podcast on. Just subscribe, like, comment, share, etc. Stadiadigital.co.uk has all my social media links if you want to follow or tweet me or anything like that. But otherwise, look forward to speaking again next Friday. And if there's any midweek news, I'll try and get a podcast out as well then. So I'll speak to you in the next one.